Yeah, I was quite excited to work on this piece for a couple of reasons. I love writing for piano, and I haven't had a chance to write for piano in a chamber setting in a while, and I'm a pianist myself, so I really like to try things and see how they work and then write them. And my father and most men on his side of the family are professional percussionists, and my father did marimba as a main instrument for his undergrad studies, so I feel like it's a bit in my blood. And one of my best friends in Australia also plays marimba a lot, so I felt like I had it in me for a while, and I wanted to write for this combination of marimba and piano, and I could think about me playing it with my dad or with my best friend as an inspiration of writing for it. And then also when Trichotomy mentioned to me that it was for aimed at strong high school students and up, I don't have a lot of pieces for high school students, but I really enjoy writing for that age group now, and you know, it's really a blessing to have more people to be able to experience my music. I feel very special about it, privileged, you know, and so that was another source of inspiration. I wanted to write something that they would have fun with. I remember as a performer myself, when I was a teenager, and you know, for teenagers quite often everything is lame, and I remember getting my hands on really fun, exciting pieces, or pieces that told stories, or pieces that were different from something else, and really having that fire in your belly, and thinking, oh my god, I have this piece, it's so cool, I can't wait to get to know it. You know, not that anything is wrong with Mozart or Bach, we have to play it all as well, but then when you get to this piece that's new to you and maybe new to others, I remember that feeling, and I kind of wanted to have these high school students experience that feeling, and also add to the repertoire for professional players or pre-professional players, add something that would be fun, would be nice recital pieces, but they wouldn't have to break their bones learning it and spend months, so it's a slightly easier piece for them. So those sorts of things. So the first movement is called Music Box, and I remember how I came up with this movement. It was not yet time to write this piece. I was writing something else, or I was supposed to be writing something else. But I was on a bike ride, and this is where my mind just relaxes and musical ideas start coming. Knock on wood, I hope it never stops, because it's a really cool process. And I remember just hearing this this ostinato, kind of mesmerizing, slightly creepy, but also very nostalgic ostinato. I remember coming up with it, and I just stopped on a bikeway and I kind of sang the best way I could into my recorder on my phone, and by the time I came home I had this idea for how this ostinato was going to develop, and I just really loved this idea of music box, but kind of not the way you're used to hearing music box. It's slightly different with some surprises there. And this movement reminds me of, I think this whole inspiration for it came from not being able to go see my family in Ukraine and connect with my cousins and things like that I'm used to doing every couple of years, and I was due for it when the pandemic started. And so it's like my cousin and I kind of sitting and reminiscing about how we were playing, or you know, different memories with grandparents and whatnot when we were growing up. So it's very melancholic, nostalgic, and kind of, it's meant to be this kind of sweet, gentle dialogue. And then the second movement is jazz record. I used vibraphone for that one because I find vibraphone to be very jazzy, and that one is also kind of an homage to my childhood and my family. There was jazz music playing in my household since before I was born, pretty much, and my dad was jazz and jazz rock drummer and percussionist, And so I was kind of immersed into this music my entire childhood and while I was in the womb. And so I wanted this movement to be an inspiration, sorry, not an inspiration. My inspiration for this movement was I wanted young performers, or maybe not so young, but the ones who haven't previously had any exposure to jazz, to be able to experience it in this kind of gentle way, so kind of to dip their feet into the water, where they don't have to improvise. I wrote the improvisation out for them. It's not too out there, like they don't have to swing way too hard and that sort of thing, but it's just gonna sound good, whatever they play, as long as they play what's on the score. So that was the idea. And then the third movement is called Where We Come From. And I was thinking about Australia. I think the world is very multicultural today in general, but Australia very much so. And I was thinking in particular about myself and about Nozomi, the percussionist involved in this project for whom I was writing, and thinking the different roots that we have, and we brought them to Australia, and how they make us who we are. I kind of wanted to build on that. So it's gutsy, it's slightly Ukrainian folk inspired as well, but it's kind of just reaffirming and reassuring and daring. And also I wanted it to be really fun to play, something fast and bright and not too difficult to play, so idiomatic, but a good, comfortable challenge.